What's up, everybody? While waiting for everybody to get in here, we can go ahead and hit up with the intro real quick. You already know what it is, week in and week out. Choice NFTs, your boy Nancy, produced by none other than Dumb Money, Infinite Music himself. This is Layer 2 Forever. My bad, y'all. I'm coming over COVID, so yeah, we're going to just bear with me a little bit. We making it.
Somebody help me. I'm a panda, baby. I can't be helped. What up, Infinite Music? Yo. I went from the streets to posting GM on Twitter. Used to watch my back, now I'm watching the ticker. It's whack me forever, but I NGMI. It's more than JPEGs, the NFTs that I buy. If you know, you know, and if you don't, we'll show you. Learn the mint from my cousin Spin, just might coach you. Ain't no secret society, we want you to come. We all going to the moon, the more people is fun. I know a llama that put together a whole libraries. I know a pinata farm, meme queen, Miss Carrie. I know a meme king that'll sing in all spaces. I know a train that likes tickets and never derailing. I know a stock queen, yes, B Marcus the truth. I know Callie Baker, and I accept all cookies. I know a chairman RC who is the book king. Crump courts wanna lock us up for emojis. I know it sound funny and I wish I was joking. Retail woke a bed, we just keep on poking. Yeah, you might have covered position, but you ain't close it. Yeah, I might have YOLO the stimmy back during COVID. When you see the bigger picture, just keep it in focus. Put your paddle in the water, gotta keep on rowing. Hate you always sad, love you telling the truth. Dumb money, that's the bro, and I was in the wallet. Making noise on layer 2, we not moving in silence. Some fail, oh well, just keep pushing and trying.
Chip, keep pushing and trying. We got the heart of a lion, the grip shining and blinded. Cause our hands made of diamonds, two-layered gold drip, slick like Rick Styling. So we moonwalking on green crayons, the art vibrant. You can see it from space. Ship all gassed up, the countdown, keep pace. 3, 2, 1. Heard the voice of choice like, wait, what? With the thump of dumb money, beat, bass, go bump, chop it up. No quitting, punchlines roll with them so lifted. We meant to go get it, go get it. New day, new earth on the way. Growing pains, but the rain grow flowers from the change. Rearrange how it is to what it was. As above, so below. Now you know, layer 2 forever glow. We gon' party on the moon using stars as balloons. We are stars in this crew, so make a wish as we do what we do. And you, yeah, you're invited too. Come along. One-way ticket to infinity and beyond. And the rhythm that we kickin' is the universal song. That's why we stay zen and stay calm. Move along. Layer 2, layer 2, layer 2, layer 2. How we do what we do, how we do what we do. Layer 2, layer 2, layer 2.
Partnership with Loop Exchange, a marketplace here on Loop Ring L2. I am so excited to be back on the show, chilling, kicking it with the homies on L2. Man, life kind of just pops up and gets you sometimes. And whenever life gets you, you got to attend to it. But this is great. It's fun to be back. I'm excited to be in game, and I hear we're gonna have a little fishing contest tonight and have some fun. So before we go ahead and go through and get on with the show and stuff like that, Pete, man, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, Turnt Man. Jimmy, it's good to hear your voice. I hope you and the family are recovering quickly from COVID. Hopefully, it's not lingering too long. But it's good to hear your voice. It's good to be back. It's good to hear Layer 2 Forever again. It always gets me excited, and we have a fun show coming up today. So I'm excited to dive into it. And yes, we do have a fishing competition, and I think we're gonna go ahead and head over into Luporia, into Hushwind, and we're just gonna find some fishing there. I think what I sent Smiley, I sent him a an idea of how we can do the fishing today. Which once I get confirmation, I will let you know live. So you got to be fishing and listening if you want to know like what fish you need to catch to be able to get qualified to win that owl companion. So we will be fishing in Hushwind, and I'll get you more information later in the show for that if that works. But yeah, I'm good, Turnt Man. I'm excited for today.
Yeah, man, I am bouncing off the walls. I want to go ahead and talk to our resident movie star. Popped up in an awesome ass video, a really hype video that came out about an hour before the show. Grunk, man, how are you feeling today?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm so excited to be here. I love press and go on Layer 2 Forever every time we start. It makes me, it gets me hyped. So, looking forward to it. I'm happy to hear you guys' voices. This is going to be a fun time. This is going to be a good day.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be so much fun. Now, how did you like being part of that hype video from Rumble Legacy?
Oh, that was pretty awesome. I don't like looking at my face too much, but it was definitely fun to see it in that one. So, but yeah, no, I'm stoked. They reached out, asked me for some clips, and I share everything with you guys. So, what's mine is yours, everybody. Thank you.
I don't think this is the first time you, or yeah, I don't think this is gonna be the last time you see your face in some hype video clips, Grunk. Whether that be Looperlands or any other game across the space, I bet you're gonna be seeing that a whole lot more.
Oh man, I'm just happy to be playing all this stuff with all of you. It's way too much fun. Way too much fun to play everything.
Yeah, and I do want to go ahead and just name out who our special guests are this week. Our special guests are Rumble Legacy. I don't know if y'all have seen it yet. I mean, I don't know how you couldn't have seen it, but this is something like really cool. Pete and Grunk, have y'all been playing Rumble Legacy?
Oh yeah, I'm getting worked left and right, but I've been playing it. I got to step up my game.
I've played a few times and I need to step up my game. I need to get myself an auto enroll or auto sign up token so that I can play a bit more passively uh, with this game. So I think I might do that while we're on the episode today.
I'll tell you what. No, I need to get a the XP boost because I was. Did I see that you're a 5 already, Turnt?
Yes, I'm at 5 already, but I have the auto enroll. That's the one I got.
Yeah, I've been running that. I'm only a 6 right now. Are you running a the XP boost token?
No, I'm not. I
He's
just
just
I
he's just
have,
better.
I have a lot of luck in Rumble, man. It's always been that way. Like people get really mad at me inside of Rumbles in Discord, like because I'll just rattle off like 3 wins in a row. I don't know. I have really good luck for some reason.
That's awesome. Yeah, when it comes to luck, it's not usually if it's skill based, I'm doing okay. But the luck stuff, I'm just getting worked left and right. But it's been fun. I love all the messages. I laugh every time I read those things. They're great.
Man, the really cool part about it is like that the community can actually go into one of the Discord channels and put in like their own like custom like text script or like deaths or winner or loser text and whatnot. And I think that's really interesting. I think you get some really crazy stuff to happen that way.
No, it's a blast reading all those. I'm interested to see what people submit. We have so on the feed right now on the Layer Up YouTube, we have Rumble Room One going live. So if anybody wants to tune into that, we can put a link up for that in the chat, and you can watch that go. So we have like we're cross metaverse and everywhere. We got a live feed from inside Looperlands. We got Rumble. That's a tongue twister. Rumble Room One going, so you can watch that, and we can do a little digital fishing. It's gonna be a good day.
Yeah, I think I joined the Rumble Room 1 Rumble that's happening. I think maybe at the moment it might have already ended, who knows. Um I think I joined it earlier. I don't know what happened. um but yes, I did just get word that for the fishing contest it's consumables only. And I don't think Ordinary Adam has any consumables that aren't like level gated with a high level fishing rod. So we may need to head over to Cobb's farm and actually fish for the goldfish this week as well for the fishing contest.
I'm down. We can take a big trek over there. I think we can get most everybody here in there too.
Well, yeah, I'm calling it fishing and listening for a reason because you got to listen to figure out where we're going to be and which fish you need to catch to actually get there. So you got to be in game and listening at the same time if you want to know how this is going to work.
There you go, live feed, Pete. You just got yourself a kill.
Yes. Did you post the link in chat?
I'll do that right now.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, so this has been a really bullish week for price action on Loop Ring. I just want to really throw that out there right fast. I have sent an invite to both Rumble Legacy and CrossFit. I don't know if there's something going on or if Twitter is twittering, but if y'all want to come back in, or if I can send a co-host invite as well too. But a lot of really good prices on Loop Ring. I mean, we're up to what, like 52 cents. I saw
Are we still holding above 50 right
I don't
now?
think I'm able to talk. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Let me look. I'm looking it up right now to see where if we're still holding them above 50, which is awesome.
Yeah, I believe last I looked, we were at like 51.
52. It went up a cent while we were talking.
Let's go.
I think it was you, Turnt Man. I think you did it.
Yep, you see that's what it is. That's what having spaces, bringing the community together does.
I'm excited to get Rumble Legacy up here. It looks like they're up here
Hey,
now.
can you hear me?
And to chat about this partnership that we're working on between Looperlands and Rumble Legacy.
Yo,
Hey,
what's
There
up,
we-
guys?
Hey.
What's up? Is this Cornwallis that we're talking to
This,
at the moment?
well, no, this is Jim.
Yeah.
This is Corn. And we've actually dubbed our we've dubbed the like the avatar for Rumble Legacy is just Jim. It was literally like the very first thing that I just spat out when I was talking to the guys. I was like, what should we name this dude? I was thinking all these badass names, and I was just like, what if we just name him Jim? He was just like, oh. And then everyone was like, that's it. That's the one, dude. We're going with that. Hey, before I go any further, can we make CrossFit George a speaker? Because he's going to be talking. I'm actually technically at my IRL job, which I may get pulled away from at any time. So I kind of snuck out of the building for this, so don't tell my boss. But I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having us on, guys. Appreciate it. We're like super excited. I think we're about just past a week of being live for the season. So it's super exciting. It looks like people are having some pretty good feedback with what we put out so far. Luckily, we haven't had too many crazy game breaking bugs. I don't think we've had any. So it's been a pretty good experience so far, but we're stoked. We have, built something new that really nobody's seen before, and it's a new type of NFT that people can play with and actually play with, and it's interconnected with a bunch of stuff. We actually have some cool announcements that people listening will hear for the first time that nobody's heard quite yet, except for some of our friends at Looperland. So we're pretty excited about that. We did kind of just drop a video announcing that we had a partnership with them. So it's like the half of the secret's out, but more of the details we will be releasing on this call with their consent. So pretty excited.
Consent here. I'm excited to hear more of the details as well, because I know some things, but there are just some details that I want to hear from you and just kind of understand a little bit more about how they work and how things are going to work moving forward. Because how many creators do you guys have onboarded at this point? Like, I see left and right, it seems like you're adding a creator all the time.
Yeah. There's oh, by the way, hopefully somebody's working on getting CrossFit George in here as a speaker, because I know he's wanting to talk. I might have to disappear, so I don't want to do that mid sentence. But to answer your question, yeah, we have there's an unofficial pool of creators that we have that we've yet to announce versus an official thing that people have heard. But I think officially we're at 8 now that we've pretty much announced so far this week. I mean, we didn't necessarily actually really go out and accept applications until we actually released the game, so we weren't doing it beforehand. It was pretty much all out there when we started doing some outreach and then accepting applications for creators. So it's been pretty incredible. Like we've been moving pretty fast, which we're stoked for. But there's a decent amount of brands, should I say, or people, creators behind those brands too, that we're not going to say anything publicly yet until we have signed contracts from them. So those will have to remain a secret for the time being. But it's all, yeah.
Why do they have to be a secret?
Because we don't have their contracts, George. Jeez.
Oh, okay. These guys are cool. We can tell
Get it
These
together,
guys are totally
George.
cool.
them.
Yeah, get these guys to sign. No, we're actually a lot of it just has to do with like like some of it actually has to do with like people not wanting to be doxxed because like official contracts have to have people's names on them and stuff, and we get that. It's totally fine. So we're making our workaround for the world of Web3, and it'll eventually come to fruition. We're not really worried about it. It's there's a lot of content that we're gonna be dropping pretty soon, and this is truly only the beginning where we haven't really even scratched the surface of what the system that we built is capable of, and people are starting to get a taste of it. But once it starts to grow, we're thinking it'll probably be more of an exponential type of thing. There's just a lot of connectivity we can utilize when it comes to what we built, so it's pretty cool.
So maybe for people that might be listening right now and don't really know what Rumble Legacy is, maybe if you want to give like just kind of high level what it is, how it works, anything like that, just for anyone that might not know what it is that's listening or might be listening later.
Sure. You want to take that one, George?
Yeah, sure. So basically, we wanted to create an NFT that actually dynamically changed, and we thought that was super cool. But also to give a game that would link to it that would change as well. And so, if anybody has ever played a Rumble game in any Discord server, that's simplistically what it is. If you go buy one of these characters, there's currently 3 available. You literally go to our Discord, put your wallet address in like you would put it in like a Twitter thing, right? So there's not even a wallet connect. We went that route initially because again we can control who gets in there, right? So it's literally enter your wallet, set your character to whatever room, and your character's in playing and gaining XP. As that player gains XP, goes from level 1 to level 2, the actual NFT itself will change. You will see it change in your wallet. You'll see it change on Loop Exchange. It will continue to level up. And one of the cool things is as it levels up, gets to certain levels, the actual character itself changes. So like the card will show level 2, level 3, the background changes, etc. But the actual NFT itself changes versus on the same NFT and nothing changes. We also instead of like prizes and stuff like people like you join a Rumble and stuff, we've created what's called bounties and such. We have some commands in the game that you can use as a player, to slash command to look at the last kills you've had for the last 30 games. And we call these bounty hunters, where they'll go out and basically say, hey, kill CrossFit George in room 1 5 times, right? The first person that claims this will win an NFT, right? And so somebody's actually got to go in, watch themselves kill me 5 times, and will be awarded a prize. We've given away a lot of NFTs just from the get go. We have weekly prizes. We have pop up prizes as well. Our most recent one was Fed. Had a mint that actually came out, and we did a pop up and gave away. We did a 24-hour deal. We're like, here, claim this prize, get a whitelist by doing these certain things. So very, very top down. Basically, it's a Rumble game, but it causes you to pay attention if you want to win some cool NFTs, right? So we really like that aspect.
Yeah, no, that's really cool that you have to have the attention to detail. I know that another thing I really like about the game as well is the upgrade or the enhancement tokens. Can you speak on those just a little bit?
Yeah. So the enhancement tokens are for the lazy person because we wanted to create a game because I'm lazy, right? There's so many Web3 games out there or whatever, and if you don't have a PC and you can't get involved, and you see all these things like you got to download this game. That's what's cool with Looperlands. You have to play it from your phone, right? But there's certain ones like, oh, I don't have the right PC or I got a Mac, right? This is like, do you have a Discord? Do you have a phone, right? And so the thing with the game is these tokens, what they allow is a couple things. There's an auto rolling token because normally, to get into the match, you'd have to click it each time, and we have rounds going every 10 minutes and three different lobbies right now. So you'd have to click it every 10 minutes, and if you want to be in every match, the auto enroll is like literally set it and forget it, right? We have right now, I think 28 people that are auto enrolled, so 24/7, they're just gaining XP, fighting, and getting their character leveled up. So the auto enroll token. So literally, when you enter your wallet address, we already know you have the token, right? So if you have the token, you don't even have to do anything. If you have the extra life, which is very key in some of the bounties we put out there, or trying to get first, an extra life, what that'll allow you to do is if you die in battle, you'll be brought back to life before, right away, next round. And then we have the XP boost, which gives you double the XP that you would normally get. We did a crazy thing because people, I don't know if people realized before, but we opened room 7, just kind of a fun thing this week. Just the first person to get 25 championship wins in Rumble 7 got a loop head, pretty big prize. And but what we did is we 20x the XP, but we also 20x the loss. Right. So people actually went from, me included, I went from like a level 10 character all the way back to 0. Right. And my NFT went back to 0. So I was willing
Zero
to.
gang.
Yep.
What's up, dude?
Yeah.
I'm here
So,
too.
so we wanted to create ability like, hey man, do you wanna play this? You wanna get this prize? You might lose all the XP. And people,
Yeah.
right now that don't know what we're going to be doing for later on for like season 2, or what this XP is going to allow, might realize, oh, why did I do that? Or it's worth it, right? And so there's just
Well, we gave away a loop
yeah,
head for it, so
we did. We're like, yeah, you want to risk it, man. So
yeah.
Oh, so real quick too, I want to touch on those tokens too, because this is what you told me, and correct me if I'm wrong. So you only need one token per wallet, right?
Yep.
That's killer. Yeah, so it works for every character you have in that wallet. That's killer.
Exactly. So if you buy all 3 characters right now out there and you want to collect all 4, we actually give XP boost as well to multiple characters, right? So if you own one character and you get another one, you get like a 20% boost. It goes all the way up to 20, because we're like, hey, you get these crazy people that want to buy, a bunch of characters or whatever. Give them reward, but cap it at a certain level, right? So yes, you only need one. These tokens are good for this season. So our season runs through the 7th of May. And then we'll probably have a couple weeks of downtime, because what we're trying to do right now is we've got 9 signed creators currently. We've got probably 3 more characters we'll be talking about introducing next week. We're finalizing some stuff, and that's what Corn is going to be popping out some magic on those videos, like he did with the Looperland video. Same thing, right? So we've got 3 more characters to be able to throw into these games, and you'll see more rooms open up, right? Because with every character, somebody's probably going to want to put that in a room, right? So that'll be happening this week, and our expectation is that typically, if you were like a booster, we want to see how much XP could happen in a season, right? And so generally, somebody that owns the tokens and such, or somebody that didn't, that was sitting there, because I was like, okay, if somebody sat there for 24 hours a day and hit that game, because it's about 92 games, each game runs about 92 times or 24 hours, and you were able to do it, would you get to level 16 at max level in a season? And the answer is yes. So if you want to be, I am just lazy, and so I'm like, I just want to auto enroll. I'm gonna buy my characters and let them just sit in there. Now, mind you, since we run the game, I don't get to collect any prizes, so I just want to see my NFT level up.
Yeah, I'm definitely lazy too. And that auto enroll, just like passive XP, like I was like, yeah, I love this, most definitely. But I did think about setting up another wallet just to like get a different, experience of the game too.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to set up another wallet. I mean, basically, it's best to put all the characters you have in the same wallet, because you're going to get to go into 2 battles. So if you have one wallet, you go buy 2 characters. You literally, with a command, it's /set, and you set a character in room 1 and room 2. So you got 2 characters out there fighting for you, getting you more kills, more chances at first places, and more. We have these cool like the seasonal bounties will be like, killed CrossFit George, lure me into a carnival rolls into town, lure me into a gorilla encampment, I think it was, and it's like specifically I have to die that way. And sure enough, brother went out there and found it and killed me that way, right? The first time was funny because I actually killed him that way. So we have, I think there's like 350 plus, Corn can correct me if I'm wrong, but plus ways you can die in this game or get killed, basically. And we've got a contest because we want to get more in there. And I think we'll probably end up having some cool ideas like, hey, if, we're going to put yours in there, and then we're going to say, okay, I've seen like VPut and other people. I want them to die the way they put that into the contest. You know, that's kind of interesting to me because like I'm just weird that way, I guess.
No, yeah, I'm hoping to see more people do the kill feed submission stuff too. I gotta say, guys, just so everybody knows, I'm a very dangerous person because I spent hours and hours of ways figuring out how to kill people for this game. And so there's over 350 kill feed responses, but I think I'm tapped out for now about
Are you
how
out of
to kill
ideas at
people.
this point?
No, never. I will continue to find ways to murder people, guys. Don't worry, I got you.
What's your
No,
favorite
but
one that you could think of?
oh, my favorite one. That's really hard because as I was writing them, you know, when you're doing stuff like that, because like I created so many that it was like I almost kind of went into like a black hole state where I was just like. I lost my mind almost, but I think one of my favorite ones as I was reliving them as they go up in the game was there's a way that you can get killed by a plastic rap battle. we had a it was something like you killed Cornwallis with or no your rap it was some stupid thing. It was like I was at the end of the day and I was like, what's the stupidest thing I could say? And it was like you had your inferior rap, so you were killed in a plastic rap battle for your inferior raps or something like that. And I was just then that was the last one I did for the night. I was like, yeah. And then I saw it later because I forgot about it. And I was like, that is so stupid. There's also one that kills you for waiting too long for ETH gas fees or level 1 gas fees, which I thought was pretty funny. But no, we do want to see like it is cool to see like people contributing to those because we want to. It's a contest currently that's ongoing. You can win prizes for like the top 5 that we pick. So it runs throughout the entire season. So just to add to what George was saying, we have 60-day seasons, right? So the season started about 7 or 8 days ago now. It'll run through until I believe May 7th. So we're constantly updating. Well, weekly we're updating like a list of prizes and challenges and bounties that you can perform and do. So like it's fantastic for the lazy people that like us, which is why we built those auto enroll tokens because we wanted to make a way to play passively, right? Because with so many things vying for your attention, it's like we wanted to make a way where you can level something up without having to be there. It's fun to be there, and that's technically the way that you have to claim bounties to get the prizes. So it's a good balance. Like we're rewarding people with actually being, you know, cognizant of the game and what's happening, and then we're rewarding them with prizes if they want. Otherwise, like there's other prizes too where it's like if you can, you know, register a certain amount of wins, like you win certain prizes. Like somebody won a loop head this week. I think it was Chev. Like this killer prize. So that was
So
my
wait, who
personal
won the
loop
loop head this week? Which is an amazing prize.
It was, I believe, Chevsked, if I'm pronouncing that right.
Yep.
That's
Chef's
right.
Kid.
That's actually it's pinned to this Twitter space.
Oh, there it is.
Space.
Yeah. Chef's
Yeah.
Kid. I think you're right.
That's
on
right.
that.
Yeah, there's a couple things pinned there. Thanks, guys. We have oh, shout out by the way to Ted. He just had his collection drop on OpenSea today, so I think that's pinned as well. Go check him out. He's been working hard, and we might have something to say. Oh, we already announced that as a creator, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
Why am I trying to withhold all this information? Yeah.
Just
I'm
let
all
it all
jumbled
out.
up, guys. It's been a hell of a couple of weeks. We've been working like, dude. Just to give you guys some context, like I will wake up at like 6 a.m. without an alarm just because I can't stay asleep, and I'll find out that George has been up for like 3 fucking hours, like messaging people and like working. And so, oh, can I swear on here? Sorry. Are there
You're
children
good, you're
watching?
good.
Okay, good.
Fine.
No, but I found out like George is like he's been up for hours before me, and like I like that like being the first one up kind of feeling, and George just ruins it for me every morning. He's just too much of a hard worker. I hate it. Stop working so hard, George. Jeez,
Hey.
you're showing me up, man.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I have
feel
an
that way
unrelated
with the
question.
Liberlands team the same way. Like,
dude.
and it's also some of it
Love
could be
it.
that I'm Pacific time and everyone else is like, you know, Eastern or, you know, New Zealand time. And it's like every morning I wake up and it's like there's this conversation that started at like 3 a.m. for me. And I'm like immediately like, you know, late to work essentially every morning trying to catch up with everything.
Yep. It happens, man. It's fun. It's exciting though.
So can you share a little bit more about, how the Looperlands integration, how we're talking about that might work? How is that going to look on your
Ooh,
side of
yeah.
things?
Yeah.
Hit him with
So,
it, George. Hit him.
well, the cool thing is, I don't know if he mentioned this, but Robit, we've got a character for his that's going to be introduced this next week. And so he's going to be kind of the test dummy of one of the cool things of the dynamic NFT change. And what Looper Lands is allowing us to do with his character specifically is as you level up in our game and you unlock that change dynamically, is that the skin in Looper Lands will change. Okay.
Oh my
Additionally,
gosh.
the other sick thing that we worked on, and which is really, really incredible, is that when you prestige this season, it's at level 16 in Rumble Legacy. The three characters we have initially from H4SR, Crimson Exile, Infinity Realms. When you see that no one's seen what that actual level looks like. There'll be a shocker there. We won't tell that. But what Looperlands has agreed to is that you're going to instantly have a level 10 character in Looperlands. So you literally will take the character from here, link it right there at level 16, and you'll have a level 10 Looperlands character.
Oh my gosh. That all of that sounds incredible, and I'm specifically like, for me as a creator, being able to change the skins in game,
Hmm.
like from a player perspective, but like I'm thinking of Cal Bonbon's companions that he wants to like evolve. That would
Hmm.
be an incredible way to do that.
Yep.
And I'm excited to see what you have coming up with. So that's going to be announced next week with Robits.
Yeah, so we're
Okay.
working with Robots. We already have his character. We're actually the cool thing is we do a lot of UE5 stuff and the kind of animations you can put in a UE5. I actually was when I was bored during the downtime while we were getting this game up and running. I actually went and made a little mini game with pixel characters fighting in UE5. And actually in UE5 real scenes. So the cool thing is you can take and that's what we're doing with this character just for the NFT card, right? But in the game in Looperlands, you'll start off as this base character that will be revealed when it comes out. There will be a change that happens in the character in Rumble Legacy, and then that will transition into the game if you're playing it in the game. And then the final phase will come too. And so, if somebody's lazy too, and they get to, they start playing it and they don't play the game, that level 16 character will be developed by the time, or level 10 character will be given to them at level 16 in Rumble. So I just found it, because, and that's what was cool about the conversation. The guy, Smiley Man, runs a great team, and because it's like it's the thing of I've got like freaking I don't know hundreds of characters that I own and of Looperlands. I'm like, how do I level these ones up that I want to play and try? And I think that the average characters right around level 9 in the game or whatever, and Looperlands is like, hey, because you have to earn 150,000 XP to get to level 16, which is a decent amount. It'll take about 60 days normally in our game, but it's just passive play. You're not actually having to do anything, so it's like uh, a way to get the character leveled up. Then all of a sudden you're like, hey, I want to join in on a raid that happens this weekend. I got a level versus a level 1 character. You go out and buy. You get killed by a rat on the way or something. At least at level 10, you got a fighting chance. I always
Exactly.
joke.
I will say,
Yeah.
as a level 10, I recently like kind of used some tickets to get my worm
Yep.
up to a level 10, or my loop head worm that I have up to a level 10. And it is night and day from where I was. I think I was at like a level a level 5 or 6 beforehand,
Yep.
and it's so helpful just to be able to get around and like do things and follow along with events, cuz sometimes like if you're trying to do a raid and even follow along, you're like you start out gung ho like I'm going to make it all the way there, and if you're a level 1, it's like you got to dodge, dive, and dodge the whole time
Yep.
to like make sure
Yep.
you don't even touch anyone on the way. So I will say, like a level 10 character is awesome to have in Looperlands, and it can go a long way just like in participation and different events and different things that we do.
Yeah, absolutely. And the cool thing about these, with these characters, the models that you're seeing are actually all 3D rigged too. So we have plans as things progress. Is that these are actual like Waddle, for example, or the Vanguard, right? So these are characters that actually change, but those are all rigged models ready to roll, right? They're ready to go into like a spatial or another other metaverses we've been talking to behind the scenes to just plug and play. And so the thing that I see with the beauty of Rumble Legacy is it's a way that people can just have their character leveling up, and then they decide to go play it, right? They can go pop into whatever place that they want, right? They want to play on a raid, they've got a cool character there, or they want to go check out a new metaverse that we were able to get all these characters in, and that's the thing, you know. And so we're so a couple other things I want to touch on is so we wanted to create a system that helps pretty much everybody. So our creators, they have the option to opt in to a Looperlands character or not, right? It's up to them. It's an opt-in situation. We're getting them 90% of the sale of that. The tokens that people buy, guess what? The community that buys those, 50% goes to allocate towards the prize pool funds that we're buying. So we bought a couple of Robits characters this last week, right? We went to the auction the week before, and that's all from the prize pool funds that are being generated. So we wanted a system that paid back to the community versus thank you for my money, see you later, George who he's gone, right? So the element of us wanting to give back and showing that and we prove it, I mean, it's very systematic. It's like we want to give back. Plus, we didn't want to gouge a creator like, hey, 50-50 deal, you know, sorry, man. It's literally like 90% of the net goes right to them.
I love that. I think that's a great way to do it. Like, what kind of thought process? I mean, you kind of shared a little bit about this, but I really do love the idea of like almost creating a pool that kind of gives back
Yep.
to creators in a way and kind of is able to continue to build them up as they create for different things like Rumble or Looperlands. I really, really like that concept.
And Robus is super cool too, and we're working with him too. And he's got a city coming up, and we definitely want to. We're gonna have a little Rumble thing in there. We're working behind the scenes to try to figure that out too. So I'm hoping that I know we have some talks going on behind that. Is because it would be super cool in my eyes. Is you have a character and you go in and fight, and somehow it loses XP back in your thing, right? And so because fighting for what? You just gonna beat some guy? I mean, I want some NFT XP on the line. You know what I mean? So, but that, I mean, the whole concept of being able to play, because I think we've all seen the Ready Player One. It's like the guy that you're gonna lose everything, right? Like you want to lose it all in your character. You really want to play? All right, okay, and you don't have to, but I mean, ultimately, at the same point, uh, I want to, so that's why I want to build it. You know what I mean?
First off, it sounds like George wants us to all zero out at some point here. I honestly I think having those things have a little more risk to the play makes it so much more fun to do, right? Like dying or losing your stuff is not usually that big of a deal in a game because you have save stuff and it goes right back to where you were. But I just love the fact that no matter what I'm playing or what we're doing or who we're hanging out with, I always have this going on my right monitor and I watch it and it's always just running. So I like multitasking. I'm not great at it, but it's fun to try to do it all.
So, question: if you do something that loses all your XP, let's say you're a level 16 and you had a level 10 and it gave you a level 10 looper, and then you do the thing that loses all your XP, is that looper going to go down to level 1, level 0? How does that work?
We should talk about that. Well, that's a Smiley
Yeah.
question. So, I mean, I would love it. I'd be like,
Sorry,
"Yeah,
I
right."
apologize.
Get
I'm
wrecked,
actually
dude.
I'm literally having a chat with Volks on the other end. I just heard my name. I'm popping up. What's up? What was the Smiley question?
What's up,
Yeah.
Smiley? Are we gonna allow
Yeah.
people to get wrecked in Looperlands
Yeah,
or
can
what?
you get wrecked? Lose it all?
Do you want to hear the question
like,
again,
no.
Smiley? I can
Yeah,
ask
no.
you.
I know the mechanics that you've got with the get wrecked in Rumble, and I'm totally, I love that people can do that. There's going to be like some casino-oriented mechanics. So I guess if you want to like take a shot against your gold inventory, you can do that. But I don't see a way that we could lose decrement levels and stuff like that from characters the way we're structured right now. And I don't know how our player base would love it, but I do think it's a really cool mechanic in your game.
That'd be rad. You put on like play on hardcore mode or something. Risk it all.
Mhm.
Right? That'd be scary. But I like it.
I feel
Dude,
like
the stakes are high, man.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the only way somebody would be able to catch Beardy would be like gambling XP to like shoot their way up there. But yeah, man, definitely, I love the aspect inside Rumble Legacy with the being able to gamble XP down to 0. I was scared to risk it for a biscuit.
Hey,
But
that room was scary, bro. I mean, that's the thing is, we wanted to make it, so it was a limited time thing, right? But we wanted to make it so the prize was worth it. And honestly, what people were doing, which is pretty smart, is like a lot of the people were planning on, people were planning on buying another character anyways, and they're not. I don't think we made them super expensive. I know there's been a pretty big pump in all cryptos lately, but like even still, they're not like super crazy pricey. So somebody, I think Chev actually bought a character to just put in the room, and he's like, let it ride. And eventually, like the goal of the room was to get wins, right? It wasn't necessarily to reach a certain XP level. But that was the risk, and he did it. He got a loop head out of it. We have, I think it's brother, right? That he's like cashed out so much
Oh my
LRC
God, yeah.
from our price. Dude, brother, shout out to brother if he's in here or if he's gonna listen at any point. He has been going absolutely ham, like claiming all these freaking bounties, and he's getting all these prizes, and he keeps coming back. We have like an open ticket with him that just keeps running because we just want everybody's feedback, and we're not trying to close too much up. So. They're giving us feedback, and he just keeps telling us, he's like, guys, this is sick. Like, I just wanted to go sell this thing that I won for the prize, and I just bought another character. We're like, dude, hell yeah, let's go. It's super exciting because like it truly is fun, and like but it gives the best of both worlds, whatever you want out of it, right? And so that's just the game itself on the surface, and like what George said, it's like it doesn't require any sort of like hardware, which is awesome. It's like and it's as much time as you want to spend there, you can, and it's fun to watch. And there's plans that we have to expand it to, like George is saying, we're talking to some metaverse people, to figure out where the expansion of this can go or where it will go and what we can link it to. Because I mean, the thing with Looperlands and being able to, accelerate people's progress so they can take part in raids and not get wrecked, right? It's a way to kind of just bring more gamers into the fray, and so that's the whole goal of what we're trying to do, and that's why we didn't want to hoard any of this, of the success of this. We want to share it, so that's why we're giving out 90% of all these sales. It's like we have operating costs, and no one really knows this, but it's like we've spent far more money on all the stuff that we've done making the stuff that we're building because we truly believe in the actual like efficacy of the program itself and how it can work and how many people it can reach and help, and also just kind of like the whole dynamic NFT thing that we're bringing out is it's very new. Like there's, and we're still trying to work out some of the kinks, but it's like it's not, it works, like it works really well, and we're proud of what we built. Proud of our dev, like proud, it's exciting to see, and it's only going to get bigger, so we're we're excited for all of that.
Yeah, I think the dynamic NFT is extremely fascinating. It's one of those things that like even early on learning about this stuff, thinking about in-game assets being NFTs and immediately thinking Pokemon and immediately thinking, well, it's got to be able to like level up and change over time as I like train it at the gym, and
Right.
I'm automatically thinking about that with this thing. Like I can raise it and it can be like a pet, and it gets old with me, like that kind of thing. And that's what that mechanic does. Like dynamic NFTs, I just the fact that it's possible, I think is going to be a huge thing, going forward as people figure out how to do what you guys are doing. It's really, really cool to see.
And
Yeah,
linking
thanks,
the
man.
linking the information to it, like so having the game change it, right? So certain
Right.
API data points, as we want to expand, it's like traits, right? So ultimately we're just at level 16. I mean, if you've played any game, you really don't unlock anything to your level 20. And imagine 20 is kind of where you also start getting your skill base going in. Like you have your traits that you can start to work on, right? Like any game, you're like, oh, okay, I got to grind to level 16 once I get here. All of a sudden I have traits that I can start to develop on my character, right? And so where do I want to put my points for those traits? Do I want to put them into strength, speed, etc.? If I go buy an NFT sword, will that actually all of a sudden dynamically connect to my character so it'll show up on my card? There's so much stuff that we're actually working and talking behind the scenes that this is just, we basically created this to have a proof concept, right? And then the next thing that I wanted to do is get all the creators that had been so top of mind at the beginning of the GameStop thing and go out to them and say, hey, let's gather the troops. You mean ultimately, when you're having a community to a point where it's like, geez, I want people that are at, that Robits has come on and done phenomenal. All of a sudden we have End of the World as an L1 that sold out their collection coming in with a character here soon. Then you've got, Protocol Gemini, right? With their very first ever character. And we're putting it out
Yeah,
there.
dude.
And it
So
is
excited for
super
that.
sick. It is super sick. And
That is
Bishop.
amazing.
we're going to have, Bishop's going to have three phases that are super sick. And then a Looperland character as well. So super excited about that.
I love how you like rapid fire listed off like some of the like heaviest hitting names in the world. Like, yeah, we got guys coming, just and just spit them out so fast. So like, wait, I heard End of the World. Is that End of the World's pizza like the AR comic?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that's insane, man.
Shout out, by the way, dude. That dude, freaking Rob has some of the most amazing art I have ever seen. It is
Dude, it's
incredible.
incredible.
It's also
Not
the
only is the
technology
tech
behind it
cool.
too. It's crazy, man. Shout out to Rob Shields, bro.
Ordinary Adam, don't forget him. He's partying with us. Fed Holes.
That's right.
Yep. Birds. And you thought we was thinking mushrooms, man, and then Birds
Birds.
came and blew us away, man.
I
If
love
wait till
Birds,
you
dude.
see Bird's character, it is ridiculous.
We
That's
saw
gonna be
the we saw the final stage of Bird's character today, and we're all freaking out. We're like, dude, this is fucking epic.
That's the beginning,
love
dude. That was one of the
Birds.
beginning
I
things.
know,
What the
I
other
know.
two are like, yeah. So, and that's the cool thing. Like, so with Robots, and that's the thing is we're working with the creators, to kind of figure out what we want to do. Like Robots, I know we're going to come out with a pixel character for first phases, just to kind of I think we call it the guinea pig, just to kind of watch the level change inside the game. If people want to come in and play that character, they'll be able to play it at the first stage, and then if they have it attached and it gets to level 10 on our end, it'll switch in the game for them in that second scan, and then once they get prestiged, they'll have this. The final phase is super sick. That the skin will change to that, and if they don't play, they'll walk in the door at a level 10. So. And and the cool thing is we wanted to also, the thing is we don't control the IP on this stuff. It's not ours. It's the creators. We're not trying to gouge it. It's like you want a character in the game. The cool thing too is that at season 2, we're going to continue to add more value to these NFTs, right? So we're going to continue to enhance it. We wanted to create a way that we're still working on some other cool things behind the scene of how's the creator going to want to continue to update their character, and can they? Yes. Do they not like how something changed, or they want to do something different? We can
Right.
change that, and that's so cool about the dynamic stuff. And in addition, but to try to do both, that's the tough one, right? Maybe go create a dynamic NFT that you can do, but then how do we get the API to go talk to it? And we hit that on both fronts. That's why it took us so long, is because we wanted to be able to basically be able to duplicate this anywhere, and have the ability. Okay, now that we finally created, now we can have it talk. The API data gets whatever information we want to send it, and how do we do that in a very efficient way? And see your character change. I mean, walking around, like, I just see, somebody with this character that they've had the entire time. And sure, there's plenty of them to buy now, but and hopefully as this market starts to run, people realize, because we want to keep it. We've also talked about the fact that we want to limit it. We don't want to, in terms of creators and the amount they can mint, right? We really thought long and hard about that, because it's a fact of, I don't know if you guys have seen the Beanie Baby movie, right? He's like, just put out more Beanie Babies, more, more, more. It's like this oversaturated market finally just collapses, and all this Beanie Babies craze is gone. Where it's like, we want to create, hey, exclusivity. There's only 200 of these available. There's 100 on L1, 100 on L2. If you want to buy the tokens, come to L2. We really thought about that, and the fact that it's very tough. The L1 sales are very minimal because the costs are so high, right? And so it's cheaper to buy it on L2. But the fact is that Into the World's a big L1 creator, so we're bridging the gap with him. We're creating 100 on L1 and 100 on L2. So
Yeah, and we're always open to just to make this announcement. I mean, like, if anybody out there listening, like, if your favorite creator, if you want to see them in Rumble Legacy, just tag them. Like, let them know that, because we've been talking to a lot of people this week. Like, we've been busting our butt, like, making some combos happen, and because of the way we set it up, like, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that there's only one, like, group or brand that has actually declined the offer to join, and the only reason they said no is just because they're like, yeah, we don't have anybody that, like, plays video games here. Like, and that's almost even besides the point. It's like, and we kind of left it, the door's always open for us, but the cool thing is, like, we're not limited to, we're the most, like, welcoming type of, like, project, because we're not limited to L1 or L2, and we're technically not limited to my understanding, we're not limited to the marketplaces we exist on right now. It's just we have
you're
a
not.
small team, right? We have a very small team, so, like, we can only be so many places, especially with, like, real jobs. Like, we all have, like, actual, like, full-time jobs that we do. So, like, this is very much like a passion project that we have been waking up at 3 a.m. to do, because we can't help it. Like, and that's kind of why we know it's going to succeed, is just because we've got the royal flush kind of thing. It's just we're going around to find the table to put it down on, right? And so, like, just the whole thing is, we want all of these creators to come and join, because it's not our success as Rumble Legacy. It's a collective community thing, right? We're not taking the sales and splitting it 50-50 with these people. It's like, we're giving them all the power, or almost all of it. But, like, we have to make sure that our brand isn't tarnished by, like, bad stuff that you put on, but it's all moderated anyways before it comes out by us. So and it's working hand in hand with these creators, and they get all the proceeds, and they're getting the power, and we're giving them creative freedom too, to, like, work with us to say, hey, what do you want to put out there? Like, we've been talking to Shrike for, like, a long time to figure out from the beginning, like, and telling him, hey, like, we want to see you in here, type of thing. And he was super excited to, like, get Bishop, like, PG's first character. Like, Protocol Gemini is they built a lot of stuff. I don't know if you guys know, but as hard as they're working, it's super special that they wanted to share their very first character of their universe with us. And it's like, but it's not ours, it's theirs. Like George said, the IP is never kept by us. Like, it's all in the contract that we have people sign. It's like, it's very, very fair. It's almost unfair to us. What the heck are we doing?
It is.
But
It is. More power.
no, but it's great. That's how we know it's gonna be able to work. It's because we're not, the power hungry people, because we've dealt with enough of that. You see it every day. The space is littered with it, and it's like, it's refreshing to be on the same page with everybody. Be like, hey, can we grow this together? And the answer is yes. It's just everyone has to say yes, and we're making it the easiest possible way to say yes. And it's gonna work. It's super cool.
So, what would the first steps of, like, creators to reach out to y'all, to partner with y'all, or work with y'all? What would those steps look like?
Jimmy's.
Yeah. So we have our website, rumblelegacy.com, has a partners page, which has all of the current creators that we've announced. I think maybe with the exception of one, because I haven't updated it since yesterday. But there's an actual application spot on that partners page where anybody can go sign in and apply and tell us about their brand or their characters they'd like to implement. We're truly, like, actually looking at every single one of them. There's a lot that we're actually either doing personal outreach for, or just reading those applications. But anyone's welcome to do that. But more than anything, if you're a creator, because we're on Discord, guys, like, constantly. We're on Discord, so that's where the game is, and we have to moderate it. So if you have a Discord community that you're just send somebody over and have them ask us about it. Like we're not really keeping much secret. It's like, you know, when it comes to the creators, we want them to know everything, and there's nothing hidden. It's, you know, we want to give them the scoop. So yeah, so we're accepting pretty much anyone. We love to talk. So that's
if
how
you
pretty
are
much everything's done.
if you are a creator, does that mean you would mint on layer one and like kind of do it that way? Is that how it would work? Because aren't your NFTs right now, aren't they layer one and kind of moved over, or
They're both. We have well, so the token so each one of the characters right now that we have is technically there's 100 on OpenSea, and there's 100 as well on Loop Exchange. It's the same character. We wanted to make both ecosystems be able to play together in the game, and so as long as that character is held in the same wallet that you have connected, then you're good to go. The only thing that's different is that the tokens that we sell, like we did kind of like, we wanted to create a way to try and like almost force connect those communities, and it's mainly bringing the L1 community over. So we have our tokens explicitly on Loop Exchange. So those are available in L2. You can absolutely transfer them out and still have them work as long as the token is in the same wallet as whatever character you're using to connect to a room. Then you're fine. It should work as it should. The only disclaimer is, and it is an official disclaimer we have in our Discord, is that it could take about 30 to 90 minutes for that connection to actually be established, like once those transfers are done. And so like that was one of the things we kind of freaked out in the beginning, is like, oh shit, is this working? Because it's like we were like constantly refreshing. It's like, oh no, it's not working. But it's just a matter of a couple minutes, right? So we've had a couple. I think somebody took like 20 minutes for it to connect. Another one took almost like 2 hours, and that was the longest case it ever took. But you just basically buy it, give it a second to connect. And you'll see it connected to a room, and then you start being able to use it. But yeah, it's on both. It's on L1 and L2. Like I said, we're technically not limited to being on those two places. Like it's an omni-chain type of thing that we've built, but it's just for the sake of like tracking everything for now. Like it's just so much easier to do that. And also those are two like main things that we've existed on for a while. It's our first foray into OpenSea to do that, but it's cool. They have it's a pretty well thought out platform. There's a reason why it's one of the biggest in the world. So
yeah, I was just thinking, because I have a third drop of a collection that is probably well over a year late at this point, that I am trying to think of, or I'm actually in the middle of working on it right now, but just thought of, you know, wondering if maybe I could take a couple of them and make them, you know, levelable in Rumble Legacy, and maybe there's a way I could do that. But I can DM you guys about that kind of thing.
100%.
you're already there, so
100%, yeah.
you're already in the DM.
We're already in the DM.
But yeah, I mean, and just because I know we've been talking a lot about this, but like we've touched on level 16 being our level cap. Just to be very clear, level 16 is our level cap for season 1. So that same NFT, we are absolutely not limited at all to any level cap should we choose it. We can absolutely level the same character you're playing with right now. If you're playing with a like a Crimson Exile Xena character or a Waddle or whatever, you can technically, we could have that level and change 1,000 times. The same character, the same NFT can change 1,000 times if you reach level 1,000. Now, obviously, there's a shit ton of work that comes into that, because the thing is, what's tough and about what we're asking creators to do is new. We're asking creators to give us 3 models, like 3D models of the same character with variances, right? So for those not in that space of development and stuff, that is asking a crap ton from these people that are like, they spend a lot of time in like artistry to make these models, even just one of them. So like to ask for 3, it takes time. And like props to all of our creators that are, you know, might be listening to this, because y'all are working like super hard. The turnaround time that we're, you know, getting this done is very fast. So like these guys work super hard, but we're asking a lot. And so like if we were to have 20 different levels, which we have 16 right now, but if we have 20 different levels, and if the creators have the capacity to do it, or their teams are big enough to support it, they could absolutely have a visual character change every single level that upgrades. For us, it was just a lot of work. So like we only have 3 different character changes that happen over a 16 level like span, but it's not, we're not limited to doing that. I think that's what's probably going to catch on, is like the actual ability to, like, once people's brains click about like, oh crap, like I can do, there's so much you can do with this.
Yes.
We're just trying to manage it, so that's all. It has to be manageable for us to be able to get it to a launch pad to be able to give to everybody else. But it's incredible, like the potential that it actually has, and so we're taking it in stride because we're able to handle it right now. But there will probably be a point where we have to expand because we won't be able to, and we're looking forward to it.
And so is it something as well that would need to be like before I mint something, I would need to go, basically get with you guys to be able to add it? Or is it something that, if something's already minted, it could be added, or anything like that?
Well, we're the ones, George, you might have to clarify this, but we're the ones minting it technically, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We
So
made
all,
yeah,
we take care of all the hard part on the marketplace for you. We're just basically,
Gotcha.
you're just giving us your models, and then we're doing the hard part and giving you 90% of the sales that come in. That's pretty much how it works.
We do all the
see.
minting, we do all
I
the
like this.
we do all the integration stuff with Looperlands. They've been super generous in helping us
Yep.
do all that stuff.
Thank you guys.
So yeah, it's been amazing team to work with, and that's what we've been seeing. And I think the beauty of what we're trying to build is, and I think the same thing with Looperlands, is the more creators that you're getting as a community in one place, allowing these creators to kind of come up with whatever they want, not. And the other thing that we did too is we're not taking a creator. There's no residual fee to us. Like, so we're minting it, but we're not taking a cut on any type of sales. And then again, there's no resale value on the coins for the season. We're taking half the money and putting it in there. So back into the game. So no, we take care of the minting stuff. We take care of putting it out. We also help promote the characters. You'll be seeing a lot of that from Corn this coming up the next couple of weeks as we reveal the next 3 characters out. And then getting ready for the next season. So all you see right now is these first 3 characters just kind of standing there idle. Imagine level 17 unlocks for season 2, and you see some type of massive animation kick, like a karate kick or whatever animation you can imagine. That's what you unlock. And so it's not just the character standing there. We can actually make it come to life further. And
Oh man,
yeah.
that's gonna be cool just to see, in the on the collection page as those things grow over time. That's gonna be really cool to see.
It's easier to see right now. We've been working with Loop Exchange on it, because if you click on it, like it'll show, like if you go to the marketplace, you're like, well, I don't see any of these characters change, but like at the bottom, you'll see all the. For some reason, like if you were Waddle, for example, you go to Loop Exchange and you scroll down, it'll see like level 14, and it'll be like the Waddle looks the same as it does now, but it says level 16. If you were to click on that, it'll actually show it in your wallet on Loop Exchange. If you refresh the data in the wallet itself, and then refresh all your collections, it'll actually update to the actual XP. That's why one of the other things we added in the game. So if like in the game you were to click /rank, it'll pull up all your current characters and all their current actual levels and the picture of what they are. And unfortunately on your phone you can only see the thing, but if you were to click it, it'll actually pull up the actual animation for you of it idling on PC. So I think as technology, it's kind of like we've made 8K TV, but no one cares, or 8K data, because everybody's got a 4K TV. It's like doesn't matter, right?
Yeah,
So,
the only limitations that we really have are those, because the thing is, everyone has to remember, like, this is new. Like, nobody was ready for us to do this, so except for us, and we didn't even know we were ready at a certain point to do it, but it was ready. So and like none of these places were really prepared for that. So like we are working with the Loop Ring team to be able to, like, or the Loop Exchange team, to make sure that what we want to be done can be done. It's just there's certain limitations that obviously we're working through that aren't necessarily all on our end. And there's certain things that we can only do, or certain limitations that we have through Discord too, right? So it's like but we're working pretty hard through, and we're really like pushing the boundaries of like what you can do. We had, when we released bounties, we actually had a kill tracker tool. So like, people, it was crazy. Somebody, the first person claiming bounties was going into Microsoft Paint or whatever, or like they were doing something crazy to like save their kills or whatever, for timestamping and stuff. But that's obviously way too hard and too much to ask for everybody to do. So like, we created kill tracker tools. Like, you can literally have a command for kill tracking that it'll show you all of your kills over the last, like, every single interaction that you've had over the last 30 games, I think it is.
Yeah, the last 5 hours of play. Yeah.
So like, so it's the last 5 hours. So like, for those people that are, have your auto enroll tokens, you can log in every, to Discord every 5 hours or once a day even, and just scroll through and see if you killed the one person that you're supposed to get that bounty claim, right? And you're winning a friggin' NFT to do it. Or yeah, exactly. So I mean, like, we're trying to stretch the limitations for these things as far as we can, but when we can't, we hit a wall, we're just going to continue to try to find a solution and push these people that, if they can have control to do it. So that's what we're currently working on.
That's awesome. I just threw the kill tracker command in for the live feed too, so we can show that off. We can go through the other ones too. That list of names has me so hyped. Oh my gosh, it's one of the things too that really just sucked me into all this Web3 stuff, is how interconnected everything is and how great every single person is to work with. It's so much fun. Everybody's willing to help you. Everybody's willing to answer questions. It's been a fantastic experience, and I love watching all this grow. It's amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
100%. And while we were talking about Loop Exchange, I do want to go ahead and go over to the Loop Exchange page real quick. With our partnership with them, what we do is we go onto the platform each week and we show off the different creators that are on the featured page, and also talk about the different volumes, stuff like that. Because Loop Exchange, they said it didn't want us to really like shield them or like do advertising for them or anything like that. They wanted to just point out they're awesome creators. So that's what we're gonna do real quick. With the big feature right now, we have Dystopia by I do not know the creator's name, but this is a CG professional CG artist and 3D modeler as well too. So it looks very cinematic. I like the artwork; it's very trippy.
That's Cavid, by the way, baby. Just so everybody knows, or I believe his name is pronounced Javed. I'm probably still butchering that, but shout out to Cavid, as we call him behind the scenes. He is one of the absolute biggest artists and personal inspirations that I had when I was first getting into NFTs. So love you, buddy. And also, we are still waiting to hear back from you to get into Rumble Legacy. So get in here.
Oh, hell yeah. That's good to hear.
Yeah, that artwork is insane. I'm guessing Beyond is by them too, right?
Yeah, he has a couple different collections, but Cyber Gangs, like, he was one of the original GameStop Marketplace creators that kind of blew up through there, and he's pretty much, he's trying to figure out a new spot to go right now. So but he's got a pretty active community that supports him. He's got some of the coolest artwork in the space. Super big inspiration for me. So we hope to see him around. We actually did reach out to him directly, so we're just waiting to hear back from him. He's got
The small features. Then for the 7-day with number one in volume is the Loop Heads again at 18.93K LRC. We have Loopring X Tycho Commemorative Collection at 3.73K LRC. Cyber City by Robits at 2.34K LRC. Ava and Nate by Parum Labs at 1.68K LRC. The Floating Tree by Parum at 1.25. Cybercruise C4 at 1.1K, Everloop Chronicles pre-order at 600, and the Vessel by Parham at 580. And on the 24-hour, we have Lupez at 1.72K, Ava and Nate at 350 LRC, the Vessel at 223, Jetstorm 1 of 1s at 207, the Loop Ring X Tycho Commemorative Collection at 180, Cyber City by Robits at 120, Protagonist 1.0 at 50, and Faction Passes from Kiraverse at 39. Okay. I think I did really good for the fact that I can't really breathe. You hear how nasal? I remember like the days inside of the inside like Discords, and they were playing Rumble, like everybody's there and all the gifts dropping. Do y'all have any plans for like live events where people kind of like have to be there to click the emoji?
Well, geez. Why not? I'm sure we could do something. I mean, it's the benefit of the auto enrolls. You don't have to be there, and that's the thing. Is that one? I get the live events. We'll probably we do what we do instead is like a 24-hour pop up, right? Where we'll
Yeah.
like Fed's thing. We did it for 24 hours. We're like, he's got a whitelist. We gave away 9 of his NFTs with a whitelist. So if you came and did a real easy bounty like kill George in room 1, you got it, right? Just screenshot it. So that's what we're doing because the thing I hated is like I'd go click one and I'd win it and I'd be doing something and then somebody on Discord would message me like, George, you got to go let them know you won that, and then by the time I got a hold of them, they gave it to somebody else, and it was a super sick NFT and it made me very sad. So I don't want you to ever miss out. I want you to always be present, and if you have the auto enroll, you're gonna get a fighting chance every time.
We would never make you cry, Jimmy.
Thank you. I would be so upset.
I just got myself an auto enroll token off the
Hell
market,
yeah,
off
let's
of Loop
go.
Exchange. Yeah.
And,
All right, now
and
reread out the Loop Exchange top sellers now.
Yeah,
for
right.
30 days.
Keep it
30
tight.
days.
Yeah.
We're on the 30 day.
It's all good. No, appreciate that, bro. It's honestly just it is a better experience. It's totally worth it for the auto enroll because what you can do is it's just fun to go back and like see because you can do anything you want during the day and then come back and see that your characters gain XP. Or like if you want to get started in Looperlands, now what we're going to be
Exactly.
setting on a course to do, you don't have to sit there and play Rumble Legacy. Buy an auto enroll token and then come back in a day and you'll have the XP to do it, like kind of thing, right? That's the whole point of the passive play, and it's like it's a perfect mixture of not having to have special hardware. It's not a huge cost to do, and also it's something. It is a gift that keeps on giving because we're gonna keep building for it, and not just only us, but these creators. It's in their hands to build for their communities. We're just giving them a platform to do it. So it's totally worth it. You scored with that auto enroll. Come back tomorrow and we'll see how much XP you got.
I see something like this, that kind of the passive play and this kind of thing happening more and more in the space, and more just in ways where it's like kind of under the hood where you don't even know. Because I'm thinking, a step counter that, based on the steps that you take every day will level up a certain item, and it's all just kind of hooked together. I just see things like that happening more and more.
See, he's if everybody's listening to this, his wheels are turning right now, and these are those same wheels that we've been running on for the last like 6-7 months since we started building this thing. We have a running list of all these things that the technology can support, and I'm just gonna out him. I know Sexy Earl is listening to this, and shout out to Earl because I know whether he's actually listening or not or wrangling his kids. He's super hard worker. I've been working with him for a long time now, and he's been like talking about the whole concept of Tamagotchi. Like it's the total Tamagotchi effect, right? Where your thing can grow up and you can raise it and like nurture it. And if you don't, it'll die. like that kind of thing, right? We can do that with an NFT. Like we built the thing to do that. And so like that's actually on our list of shit that we can do. Like
You
with
gotta
this
talk to Smiley about Web3 pets.
Dude, it's the thing is it's not gonna like there's not much of a cap on what we're limited to do, and so like there will be a point where somebody or like enough people realize that where this will get big, like, and we're not really waiting for that to happen. We're just gonna keep building until it happens, but we're not. I mean, it's there. The proof's in the pudding, and the Rumble Legacy is just it's a proof of concept of that, right? So it's like we spent so long to release this just because we wanted to make sure that the tech that it sits on works, and so this is the proof of concept. The game works, and dynamic NFTs work, and now we can figure out how to branch out. But we do want to make sure the game is fully fleshed out and that it expands. And before we're not going to like drop the project or anything because we have the cool technology to build other stuff we want. But we're gonna do everything. We're gonna do everything at once, and we're bringing all these creators with us. So it's gonna be a good time.
Very exciting. I love it, and I think the future applications for things like this are pretty infinite, and all the things that you can, kind of connect this to. Like I'm thinking of, there's a reward system in Portland, the city that I'm in, for going on different hikes around the city. Like being able to go on a different hike, scan a QR code that's at the top of the hike, and be able to like level up something. It could be something like, not unrelated to like a video game, but it's, real world things that you're using this technology to, in a lot of ways get people outside more and doing things in other places more, and it still all connects to the digital asset and allows you to level it up or gain XP or whatever it may be. I just think the possibilities for this kind of thing are endless.
You nailed it. It's exactly what we're excited about.
Yeah, I think the dynamic NFT idea is going to be a whole lot of fun for a lot of different concepts inside of both real world or mixing real world in with metaverse. Just like how Pete was talking about with the step counter, or even with like the hiking and stuff like that. I'm even sitting here like my gears started turning about things I could do for customers at a computer store, right? Maybe like they end up getting an NFT after they, like a gamer gets an NFT after he gets a new build from me or something like that. And maybe that as he like upgrades his PC or brings it in to get tuned up or something, then his NFT upgrades as well, and like he can use it as a playable character in some Web3 game. Like it really starts the gears turning, and this is like an amazing proof of concept because it's like so simple, but it just hits the nail right on the head.
Like imagine an accomplishment you get in Looperlands, and then you go to a different metaverse and accomplish there, and your card starts collecting these statistics on those, right? And so this card dynamically changes based upon all your achievements, and it becomes rarer, right? So you own this character, but it's done more things than anybody else. You create your own rarity of that one
Yes.
NFT that started out at the beginning with everybody else. My Waddle started everywhere else. Now he's level 1000. He's got a cane because he's old. And he's got kids that were produced by him. He met an NFT wife. They had a family. They raised pets. He went to war. I mean, just all sorts of things that can be done. I mean, that's the incredible part is how far the creators go. And the cool thing, what we like, is because I'm behind the H4 project. Earl and Corn came from Crimson Exile,
thanks.
and Tachu with Infinity Realms. I said it before you did, so I
know.
won. But that's the thing, is that we know with these three models what we want to do, and the cool thing with the creators, like if they opt out, they opt out, and the cool thing is we can put it on the description of the NFT is that this person's opt out of this metaverse for whatever reasons. But the NFT card itself will still keep going, meaning like if you go buy that card, it's still going to go to level 17, 18, 19, 20. It's up to the creator if they want to add more stuff to it. We're going to create the elements of what that background looks like. We've discussed like seasonal changes. If you get to a certain level, all of a sudden you're going to start to see it snowing in the background because it's winter and you own a character that unlocked the superpower at level 20 to get the seasonal changes with what's going on. So there's a lot. Yeah, it's just like and trying to stay focused, right? So you can just sit here. We could have a call. We could have a call like this. It's great to have a call like this and discuss these kind of things versus where we have these kind of calls in the morning and we don't get anything done, right? It's versus, okay, what do we got to do today? Here's our list.
So
Okay, what do
true.
we got to get done this week? All right, Corn, you're here. Earl, you're here. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to talk to these creators. We'll see if we can get them on board this week. I'll handle, what the artwork and stuff looks in the background. And because you got 20 creators is like kind of having, 20 people you're dealing with. There's a lot of relationship stuff that has to be done, which that's kind of my skill set is a proficiency of that, the brainstorming part, networking. But I like networking because I want to be extremely fair with everybody, right? It's like, how do we get the most out of everybody that's involved, right? And that was so gracious. I mean, I think that's why, I mean, Smiley and the team were so cool to say, dude, you guys get, level 10. I mean, that isn't a big deal. I mean, you go buy a character and you didn't get a chance to play, and then all of a sudden 60 days later you awoke from your coma and your NFT is level 10 and there's a raid that weekend, you're in, baby. You know what I mean? And so I think that's a cool aspect of if you don't have the time, then all of a sudden you do, you're not left behind.
100%. Like that leg up, like to get to level 10, because it's such a grind inside Looper Lands, and it's a grind, like even from level 10. But just get up there and then like the ease of access to like be a new player, just jumping in the game at level 10. I think that's going to be a really cool thing for
Yep.
all on the Looper Lands.
Yep.
Because I know like what kind of grind that was in the very beginning, especially like before like the XP change up and everything too. Like goodness, man. Hours upon hours to get up there, and being able to just like have a player jump in, just have the easy access where you actually go and kill stuff. You're not getting destroyed by a rat or by a crab.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. I think a lot more people are gonna be able to jump in and enjoy the game that way too.
Yep.
All right, guys. I am gonna go ahead and ask if anybody wants to come up, ask any questions about Rumble Legacy. Shout out who they've killed in Rumble Legacy recently. Maybe call somebody out. Feel free to come up, grab a mic.
Bro, I see Kriggles in here, man. He's just murdering people.
What's the process for creating a bounty? How do I go about putting a bounty on Turtman's head?
Come to us. Yeah, we'll probably. I mean, that's a good idea because maybe we should create a channel for wanting to put bounty offers up.
Oh yeah.
Then we would just put that out, right? Because one of the cool things like we're asking our creators to do when we start to bring new ones out is we want the creators to be in there where you can go kill your own creator. I haven't talked to Shrike about it yet. I want a bounty on his head. Nothing against him. I love the guy, but it's like it would be cool
Love
to
it.
see Shrike killed 10 times in room 1, right? And somebody just to have that as an award. But that's yeah, if because we've had, and that's the thing too, is like, if you want to bring something in, say, hey, I'm willing to give this if somebody can kill me, or I'm willing to give this if this specific person can kill me. That's what we would embrace that. So create a ticket, say I want to do this for now, and then I'm sure our team will probably find a way to have community bounties that you want to put on somebody, a way to enter that into the system. So
Do we know who has the highest level character right now?
I think it's
there's actually a
Chev.
couple people.
I think it's
technically.
Chev. Yeah, because most people are level 15, but that's when the real fun starts because
Mhm.
basically you've got to double all the way to level 15. You've got to do that to get to level 16, right? And we've got a pretty, I believe, special surprise we're working on this week to for at least the R3 characters to have probably a pretty sick, cool prestige level looking NFT at the end of it. Just kind of throwing it out there. Yeah, I don't want to say much more than that, but I think it's kind of cool. Just think Looper Lands and 3D rigged character, kind of something,
It'll be
because
cool when people see it for the first time. It's
gonna be
different
super
from the
sick.
rest of the
Yeah.
levels,
Yep,
so
yep, it
it's
is,
like
yeah.
significantly different. So you guys will start seeing that. But like George said, it's that's like the grind side of Rumble Legacy Season 1 for now. It's like it takes just about as long as we've been open for like preseason till now to get to level 15 because people are just getting to level 15 like today and yesterday. It'll probably be we're guesstimating based off of the math that we've tried to do. Like it's probably going to be just about the same amount of time, maybe a little bit less to actually attain 16s. But that's what it should be because it's prestige. Like that's the very very last level that you'll see the upgrade for until we make more. So and we have a lot more to make.
I love it. Love it.
Awesome. I see we do have Michael coming up. Michael, man, how are you doing tonight?
Doing good. I just saw Grunkle and you guys here, so I just figured I'd come hang out with you guys.
Yeah, man, most definitely. Was just curious if you had a question for Rumble Legacy, or if you got to see the game or anything like that at all.
I haven't yet. I've kind of been things have been chaotic with the whole Bed Bath thing, and trying to legally make sure things go well. Last time we even played, I played at Grunkle. We played Looperlands. Was before the ranged weapons, and so I'm glad you guys added that in. That's awesome.
Dude, you have to come on Saturday for the Nerf fight in Dreamland. It's gonna be it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I'm excited. I hope I'm not on the same team as Grunk, so that we can actually get some competitive competition going, and I can try to destroy him in Dreamland. But yeah, you should definitely join. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good time. But since he's here, Pete, we gotta bring this one up. So we got a grudge match going with this guy. Me, Pete, and Goose have a team. We're gonna play some Cyber Crew Fortnite maps. So don't, if Michael reaches out to you, do not join his team. You want to be as Goose has called it, it's Team Honklenut.
It's perfect.
We'll probably do different games. Like different grudge matches and different games. So maybe we'll have to do a Looperlands one as well. My character's low level still, but we'll have to. I don't know. We'll that one might take a little more planning, but that would be fun. I like the direction it's heading.
Me too.
I know a guy
it's
that
gonna be
can
a
get
lot
you
of
to
fun.
level 10 if you want. I'm just saying.
That's right.
I was just saying.
So actually, what is Rumble? I don't know if I'm late or just a noob.
No worries, man. Basically, just as a recap for everybody, hopefully everybody can hear me. I'm in my car now, so I don't know how it sounds, but
Sound good.
yeah, Rumble Legacy is basically it's a forever. If you've ever played the Rumble Royale minigame inside of Discord, it's a Rumble Royale bot. It's basically something that usually has to be manually activated by whatever the server admin is. We have basically our own bot that we created that's based off of that uses dynamically changing NFTs that actually like retain XP that you can get from actually playing in the Rumbles, right? So the characters that we're offering basically give away for you to, once you buy the characters, you can go into the Rumble server and then you assign that character to whatever Rumble that you're playing. And if you win or if you participate, the XP calculates. And as you do more and more, your NFT actually updates visually and the data inside gets captured as well. So but we basically created a forever Rumble that uses NFTs, and then there's like tokens that go along with it too that help it to be a passive kind of experience if you don't want to sit there the entire time and watch the feed. But there's no like short way to explain it, I guess. But created a forever Rumble using NFTs.
Sweet, sounds legit to me.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Thanks for being
yeah.
here.
When he was,
I have a
yeah.
question actually. Like, would it make sense? This is could we do something like this? I don't know if this is possible at all with the way it works. But I know you have different rooms. Could we potentially open up a room for Rumble Legacy in another server, like in a
Yeah.
Looperland server that's just one room, Looperland's theme room in the Looperland server? Would that work?
Technically, yes.
Yes, it already does.
Interesting.
We've already discussed this, but that is for future talks. Yes.
Okay. Because I'm thinking, like, I see, like, Ordinary Adam has his, like, Everloop Chronicles area. He has his tavern. He also has a bunch of lore. Like, I've been curious, could you, like, curate, like, rumbles to, like, be kind of branded to, like, a specific world in, like, with the way things kill, the way things happen, and the way it all plays out is kind of branded to be themed to Everloop Chronicles, for example. Is that possible?
It already is. So one of the ideas I've been talking with our team on, because I'm a big supporter of H4SR, and he's got a collection of like 1,337 Lupingus, right? Those all are specific NFT TIDs.
I'm a
Also, it's
happy
got
holder,
the
by the way.
yeah. So that's an old collection, right? And so those are all NFTs that could be put in specifically, for example, creating an H4SR Rumble supported by us that basically is maybe named under his thing, but run by us. That basically allows those NFTs to start to gain XP and starts to give some life to those NFTs that have been there for a while, and then starts to reward players as they level up. So this is technology that is there already. It's just where do we spend our time, right? And so, no, the answer to your question is yes, that's possible already. And then it's a matter of when do we fit this in, And so, right now, our main focus is season one, getting creators, kind of bringing life back to the community. It's the same concept of Looperlands, trying to bring people back, get people that have had amazing artwork done, and then getting them a character that people can rally around them, and then circle back. Okay, great, we've got these characters now, these loyal people that used to have thousands of people in the server, and it shows that, but there's only 20 people talking now. Get those 20 people to rally and say, hey, I still support this creator. Get them a Rumble Legacy character, and then once the teams that have the Rumble Legacy characters, the creators that are joining us, are probably going to be first served to maybe look at talking about, hey, how do we create a Rumble for you specifically, and what do we want to do? And do you want to create your own kill feed, or do we want to take our own kill feed? Because it's basically creating a separate thing, and then you've got, obviously, everything runs off AWS. So I'm sure Looplands does the bigger it gets, the more it costs. So then there's costs associated. So, but no, that's all possible. But it's like, okay, we want to do that kind of stuff with people that are creators that have come on board and trusted us, and then all of a sudden we're okay, great, our partnership's going great. Let's talk to phase two, right? Let's talk getting a Rumble in your server that's designed for you. And I'm sure like a massive L1 community comes along and like, hey, we got 50,000 people. Do we want to send them all to you, George? Probably not. Well, we would like a Rumble that you guys have. We're like, cool. Well, let's get a character created for you. And then we'll talk about phase two of getting a Rumble designed for you guys and figuring out how to run it, right? So yes,
I love it.
already available, man. It's already
I love it. The potential,
we're already
the
there.
potential
Yeah.
of that is huge.
Yep.
It's huge.
Question. So I'm what if it's updating the NFTs? Doesn't that cost like gas fees each time, or
Nope.
like is it how is it
No.
kind of? And
So
does it go directly with looping, or does it have like a layer 3 or anything?
No. So it's a contract. It's basically wrote a contract that allows the NFT to dynamically change, and so the contract itself is being run, and so it's API data is being sent, or updated data from our Rumble game is being sent to that NFT that automatically knows that when this thing gets to this level of XP, the NFT changes. So it's basically our Rumble system is telling that system what to do, right? And then that system's they're talking to each other, and that's effectively where we're saying is that we have already just made our discussions of, well, what do we want our Rumble game to talk to, or do we want to incorporate a punching game? Like, so we've discussed like, hey, maybe people want to fight, and so we go create the Rumble game where these characters, because they're already 3D rigged, when you buy the NFT, these are 3D rigged characters. Maybe I want to fight. And then we've talked about having a Rumble arena where, like,
Oh
okay,
my
yeah,
God.
so basically these guys go and fight in their characters, and they actually just go in and fight, and and getting that VR thing. I mean, we want to go further, but it's like, okay, let's take it back to where we're at now. Yes, there's not cost to it. It doesn't cost the person anything. It's their NFT is going to change based upon the XP that we've inputted now. But there's other things that can be done. Like we could say, hey, traits unlock at level 20 or stuff like that. There's so much more that can be done. It's just, what do we do now, right? Right now, we started the Rumble. We want to get the creators on board. Our feeling is the more creators that are involved with this, the bigger power you get, right? So if you've got 20, 30, 40, 50 creators, my goal is 50, and that's why I don't sleep until I get 50 creators in this season one, and try to get people out there. And then you take 50 creators to a metaverse and you say, hey, we are going to import this data in there. We're going to allow this information to change these NFTs. And then that metaverse goes, oh my gosh. And then on top of it, you don't have 50,000 islands, right? So you go to these places, like there's like freaking 50,000 land plots, and it's like, come join my thing, come join. I'm like, I don't have time, man. So we wanted to create a Rumble thing that you could actually just look on your phone in between a meeting or before my wife catches me because I'm on the toilet, right? I want to see where my character's at. I just look at my Rumble characters like, oh, dude, it's the level thing. And this slash code with the visual part was the coolest part. We put that in last minute. And so our dev helped us with that really quick. We're like, hey, we want the NFT data to update. So if you hit slash rank, you can check on your character status right there. So.
Dude, okay, so the having the Unreal Engine models fight each other
Yeah.
is like that's that's one of the things, that I got into this stuff for was,
Uh-huh.
these kind of experiences. And
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you saw, like, but way back when, early days when I was doing Smash Nights, which I'm going to do one this year, don't have a date yet. Um, but because they were kind of a production, they took a lot of time. But the whole concept was, there was a group of people, they would, they supported something, whether it was an event or something I did. But, I had a list of wallets. They were all going to get one character of, a short destroyer version of, Super Smash Night, or Super of a Smash Brothers character. I would do it in my short destroyer style. They were going to get one out of like four, and they don't get to choose which one they have. And then what I did was, I would make a prize. I would go around and, try to collab with other people to offer up prizes. And then I would take those four characters that I made and put them in a game of Super Smash Brothers and put all of them on computer, and just let the computers fight each other. And if you were holding the NFT of the winning fighter that night, then you would get airdropped the prizes that that came from around the space. And this is very similar, to that concept, and that worked. Like, it worked really well, and it was like, if I only had the time and like capacity to put in that production, which starting to get more and more as more of this community kind of gets together and they're putting this tech together. And you have people like Grunk coming into the space who knows kind of the production side of these streams, which is very helpful. That kind of thing is huge, and I think what you guys are doing with that, is going to be massive, especially when you get that in front of, like, once you start getting to that point, which I know you will. And I know you said, what's the focus now, but ultimately that I'm just like over the moon about the potential there, and I can't wait to see you get there, because I think the teams that are building right now that are not looking for money, there's just like, we're doing this because it's awesome, and like we would dedicate our time and money and whatever we can in this, like on the side. Like, I know Cornwallis, is at his full-time job right now. Like, it's those teams that I think are going to ultimately win in all of this, that are going to create the thing that really is a huge hit, that really brings people to this space. And I'm excited for the potential that you guys have with what you're building right now. So sorry, that just like made me, it just sent me on like this breadcrumb trail. So I just had to share, and I'm very excited. That sounds awesome.
Did we just lose him? I actually had a question I was going to ask him.
I believe George is still here. I can't hear George though for some reason.
I'm here.
Here, okay.
It was my fault. I'm sorry. I went on too long.
I'd love to
it's fine.
help you run one of those, Pete. That sounds way fun. I haven't got to see one yet. I'm looking forward
I
to
need
it.
to go find. I think there's one out there. It might not be out there anymore, but I think there's one out there, that I need to go get. And it was, so Kofit and I partnered on this, and
Sorry, I got DDoS.
there were so
Sorry,
many
guys.
streaming issues in this whole thing. And so it's like, I'm excited for the next one, because I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, because we have that kind of production side through all the stuff we've been doing. There's definitely a way to do it the way I want to do it. And so It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm just trying to get my shit together, basically, like get all of my pieces in place before I get there, because if I don't have all of that like cleaned up, I'm just gonna like be panicked and like it's not gonna be fun. And I want it to just be a fun experience that we can all just enjoy together. So that's what I'm going for ultimately.
Awesome. And Michael, you said you had another question?
Yeah, no, I've had this idea for a game for a while, and it actually seems that the rumble aspect might be kind of the key element, because I was thinking about I was imagining like a huge map, and basically just like different kind of cities could form, and you could just build towers, and each tower would like stay there as like an NFT. But it would make sense that you could just have it be more like a checkerboard, and then each square of the map was its own NFT. It'd be capable of changing into several different things, either a wall or a different type of tower or something. I don't know if that's at all in the cards as a possibility.
So you're talking about the NFT changing picture wise as you're building it? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean that and just like how many can you have, right? Like if you had like this huge map, and like how many would it be for every? I mean, would it be less, I guess, like computer intensive to, I don't know, I imagine like a checkerboard where each space it could be placed with a tower or a wall or something like that, or a garden, I guess, to build like cities in like a MMORPG type thing, but like where you're building. I don't know if like the Rumble aspect would help that.
I mean, it's like what you want. I mean, what is your character going to look like? Right now, we just have characters, but there's vehicles, there's weapons, there's access things your character could get or build or have tools. I mean, there's so much more you can add to that data, right? So it's what that game you're creating wants to tell the NFT to do, right? So that's basically what this is right now. All we've shown is characters that you can do whatever the heck you want, right? Do we want cars? Do we want weapons? What do you want? And then our biggest thought was is like, if you own the character and the weapon, why can't they be in the same NFT? Why couldn't they combine? And then the character shows the weapon and it pulls it out, and the card creates your basically access point.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I was just wondering, like, if you're adding in, different types of assets, right, of a car or a gun, land as an asset. I don't know. Just a thought.
Yeah, I mean, the land is
Ju-
great, and yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. I think I might be on like a delay or something. I got DDoSed. Sorry, guys. But technically, the thing you're explaining, even from a land perspective, although it may not directly tie into like Rumble Legacy per se, the way that Rumble Legacy exists and how other games will be able to sort of utilize the same stuff that we're building, a lot of it is just data points that are connected, right? So it's like if you have your checkerboard map kind of thing, if there's certain things that you do in the game that like build a tower, for example, and I don't know, the extent of what your thought process is with your game, but like if there's one of the checkerboards and you decide to build a tower there and you add 4 walls and a roof or something like that, well, if that data is fed back to the NFT and it's captured, well, yeah, the next time that you go into the game or whatever, if you have that NFT, that's the thing that shows up. Or if in the game someone tears down that wall, it can still feed that data back to the NFT, and that's the dynamic portion of it, right? So like it's fun to see people's wheels get turning, because that is technically something along the it's the same way that Rumble Legacy works. Whether it would be tied, what you're explaining would be tied directly to Rumble Legacy is a different thing, which is what we're focused on right now. But like we kind of own the technology that runs it. But that's kind of more of a stage 2 thing. Like is how do we actually share that technology and make that accessible for people? And that is a way like future down the line thing that we've been discussing extensively, but like behind closed doors. But but yeah, like technically what you're explaining can be done. Like that's because that's how Rumble Legacy works. Like we're using, like I've said before, we're using this as more of a use case of like you know, to showcase how the technology works. But technically, like we're talking to these games and like brands and stuff about like how could this work in this game the same way that it's working for us in Rumble Legacy. How can we make that bigger? How can we, you know, how can we have it utilized directly in a first person shooter? You know, like how can weapons be upgraded? How can, like, it's truly like sort of mind numbing how like extensive the possibilities are for it. Right now we're just using, you know, we're making sure for sure that it works before we go and dive way deep into that rabbit hole. Right. So, but yeah, I mean, from what you've explained, like that's kind of the point of Rumble Legacy, and just the dynamic aspect of the NFTs in general is it can feed back and forth. We want to create a system where the game can feed back to the NFT, and the NFT outside in a third party capacity can feed back into the game. So you can go into Looper, you know, you can go into Looper lands with your, you know, and immediately have a level 10 character, you know, even though you may not have played a day in your life before, you've just been playing Rumble Legacy. Or it's like maybe you're connected to a third party game that partners with a different game, and it's like as soon as you go into that different game, the experience that you have in the existing game that you've been playing allows a way for you to transfer over something, some sort of asset, some sort of upgrade, whatever the case is. So that interconnectivity, that interoperability that everyone likes to talk about and wants to achieve is kind of what we've built, right? And so we're baby stepping into making sure that, you know, before we shout it at the rooftops that it works, we're making sure it works internally. Like, and so we did that before we released it to the public. But that's more of a long-term goal, and something that's attainable. We're proving it right now in real time. But as we get bigger, and there's going to be more hurdles as we get bigger and grow and expand and stuff like that. But we want these ideas. We want you to connect with us and be like, hey, like I had this idea. Like this is how shit happens, right? That's how this idea was born. Like one day we were kind of like palling around last summer. It's almost been a year, and it was like, hey, like how, can we make a version where what's stopping us from making a version where people can rumble and like actually have it count, like for some, because that's what people like to do, and that's what everyone seems to do as a common, you know, there's a universality about rumbling across all these servers. Let's give a way to give back to people and actually earn some shit, right? And it's cool. So we made that, and but yeah, what you're saying is totally achievable. It's just a matter of, it's going to take a little bit of time, but that's we kind of built that, and we want to see those ideas blossom when it comes time, for sure.
Well, that was so
Long
awesome to
answer
hear.
question. Sorry.
No, no, that was a really beautiful answer. That's exactly what I was hoping. And I mean, maybe I'm not exactly ready right now, but maybe I'll just keep framing up the game that I want, and maybe I'll have the money, and you guys will have everything ready on your end at the same time. So we'll make something happen.
Yeah, there's what I'll say is there's
Sounds like a plan to
definitely
me.
we have a definite timeline that we're formulating about like what we want to do, and like how the steps that we're taking, because like it's dangerous for us to release a roadmap when we truly, like, we're still kind of figuring out really the limits of like what we can take it to. And so like before we kind of, you know, put a cap on what we think we can do, we're still in that, like, it's this really surreal kind of thing of like, you know, we're almost up in the clouds with all these ideas because, you know, and luckily I got shout out to George, because like he'll, you know, I'm definitely a dreamer. Like I love to have ideas and dream, be like, oh shit, what if we could do this? And like George is the guy that brings me out of the clouds and be like, okay, here's the ladder we need to fucking build it, bitch. Like, because we can achieve this dream. It's just we have to start. Like, let's start and do this, like improve it, and we have, right. And this is only the beginning, but we have this really good dynamic behind the scenes in our team to we're reaching these goals and kind of motivating each other. And but yeah, all this is possible, and it's still kind of hard to grasp that, because for so long it hasn't been possible, right. There's these, you know, barrier limitations that have stopped us from really doing this true interoperability thing, and that's what we've kind of, you know, we think we're bringing about. So it's exciting.
And I'm glad that you guys are on top of it, because I've seen that as being like something that has to happen in the metaverse. There has to be ownership, but
Right.
also like the gas fees will just like kind of destroy ownership if as everything gets more complex. And so I don't know. I think you guys are going in a cool direction.
Thanks, man. Thanks for being here.
Thank
And I
you.
will say, Michael, I think something that might be along the lines of what you're talking about is a game called Tychoverse, which is basically like Minecraft, like a Minecraft map where everything that happens on that map is on chain. And I can't get, like, I don't know all of the technical details behind it, but that's the idea is, everything that changes is all on chain. Everything that happens and changes in the game is all on chain. And that I think is probably closer to what you were thinking of. I'm not sure though.
I don't know. I mean, I'll have to check it out. I mean, I know what Tycho is. I just didn't know there was a Tychoverse. That's pretty cool.
All right, yeah, the fun games of Web3. Tychoverse is really interesting. I do remember, my bad, I like fell into a bag of chips just now. I knew y'all had to hear that crinkling on my microphone. But nah, man. But Tychoverse, I remember Hamilton came on and he actually spoke about that. That is a really cool and interesting thing. Thinking that every single thing is action on chain and stuff like that. But I also feel like that's a lot of plumbing that's unnecessary. Just a little bit. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, it's got to be expensive. I would even on layer 2. I don't know what it would be like on layer 3, but yeah, I would imagine that is quite expensive. But I don't know. I don't know how this stuff works. That's the plumbing stuff that is kind of, it's revolutionary about this tech, but it's also the complicated stuff that's like you have to like go and learn it and like really work to understand it.
Straight for my wife. She wants some chips now. She is so quick with the jokes. But all right. So, but yeah. So this has been a really great episode. I want to go ahead and kind of start winding down a little bit because it is getting to be about the midnight time for me, and I do got to work in the morning. So really quick, with Cornwallis, thank you again for coming on, man. Is there anything else you want to leave us with about Rumble Legacy and or like what's coming up next or things we can look out for?
You heard him, George. I mean, we got man, we're just getting started. First of all, appreciate you having us on, man. It's always a pleasure. Y'all are fun to talk to. But yeah, we have more. We actually have some of our first characters that we're anticipating releasing, or at least showing off next week. We have to nail it down with all the creators, make sure that they're all good with what they want to put out because it's their stuff, not ours. We're just making a platform for them. But yeah, everyone stay tuned. If you want to check out Rumble Legacy, come by on Twitter. There's links everywhere to get to our Discord. There's no hardware required or anything. You can hop right in. By the way, you can technically enter the Rumbles without a character. You do not need a character to play. So it's technically free to play. But if you want to make sure that you take advantage of like dynamic NFTs and have XP actually link to your character and start working towards getting a Looperlands character, all that jazz, you can head to either OpenSea or Loop Exchange and pick up a character, whatever is more beneficial to you, and then you can connect one of your characters. But say hi, come by in the Discord and say what's up, and that you found us on the podcast or wherever you found us, and we'll happy to get you set up. The game's easy to play and it's actually really fun. There's a lot of stuff in the future, but there's more characters coming. We have more creators to announce. A lot of cool stuff. What you got, George?
Yeah, I think that we're pushing towards this next week. You'll start to see some stuff from End of the World Pizza, Robits,
Yes.
Birds, very close, Protocol Gemini, and their character Bishop, the first one. Again, the first character that they've released, which is super cool to be here. And again, it's going to be 3-staged character, fully rigged, with a cool Looperlands character to play at the end when you finally get to Prestige. So, again, we'll probably have continued more pop-ups. So As you join our server, you'll see pop-ups happen. We've got a separate channel that's got challenges for the season, challenges for the week. The weekly kill things gets changed every week, so you're not too late to get advantage of the weeklies. There's some big killers for the season already, so but there's ways to get tons of assets like Ordinary Adams fishing poles are out there for some more bounties that you, again, you technically wouldn't have to buy anything to try to go get that. You could go kill us a certain way if you wanted to, but no, I think the hope is 3 characters coming out this next week with some at least promos on it to announce the actual date when you'll be able to pick them up. And then probably some more announcements on some more creators we're signing. So
always have announcements. There's always gonna be more announcements. And as much as this is not technically a play to earn game when it comes to like, it's not a farming thing, or at least it's not yet type of deal. But basically, it's there are a couple people who have actually made money playing the game, like because they're there like kind of farming bounties, and like guys, we're giving away NFTs every day that have like I'm not allowed to say what they're worth because that's a troublesome waters to get into, but they are currently valued at specific, very attractive values to the market. So come by and check out what we got. There's a ton of stuff. We're giving away shit every day that you probably will want. So come by and check it out.
I do kind of want to leave you with an idea for a musical artist collab, because you could potentially, right, kind of start with a drum beat in an NFT that then moves into like now you're adding a guitar or a snare as you level it up that ultimately reveals a song. You could do something like that, right?
Bro, that's sick.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Or
like talk to Nancy about doing something like that.
Well, hey, we're
there are certain creators we haven't announced yet. Let me just say that.
Calm down, yeah.
Okay.
There are certain creators that we have not announced yet due to non-doxing procedures.
Yeah, or like a complete album unlock, right? So you would unlock a song each level or something like that. Absolutely. 100%.
I love that your guys' wheels are turning though. This is what excites me, because every single day there's some sort of new application that we can use this for, and the one that we're committed to is Rumble Legacy. But you guys are now kind of tasting the blood in the water of what we built, and like that's exactly what we want. And it's super exciting. It's what drives us every day, right? And also people are just having fun playing the game, and like actually like some people are making money. It's blowing me away. But we're giving away good prizes, so yeah.
Pumped. I'm stoked for you guys, and congrats on everything you've built, and I can't wait to see more from season 1 and move into season 2.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank y'all again for coming on. George and Acorn, man, like, season 2, I'm pedal to the metal. I was a little late getting in on season 1, man. I was a couple days late, so like there's gonna be some people that's ahead of me. I got my auto enroll token, so I'm ready. But season 2, I'm coming in hot now. Before I wind Dicey, now I got a question for my own personal benefit. So in the tokens, it says that you can't stack them. So if you're using an auto enroll token, you would not be able to also use an XP boost token.
No. So let's, because this is a little confusing, and we've tried to clarify this a couple of times because it's hard to word it. When it says tokens don't stack, it just means that having more than one of the same token has no additional benefit. So like if you could have 10 characters that you bought for Rumble Legacy all running in 10 different rooms if we had them open, which we can, there's no limit to rooms that we have, but if you had 10 characters that you bought and you had assigned to 10 different rooms, if you have one auto enroll token, that applies to all the characters. If you buy 2 auto enroll tokens, you've just basically bought another auto enroll token for no reason, right? Does that kind of make sense? Because you can absolutely have all 3 individual tokens affecting all of your characters. So like the way to actually maximize your experience is buying an auto enroll, an extra life, and an XP boost. So all of those have individual effects. So you can use them 3 together in one wallet that affect all your characters that you hold in that same wallet. It just means that if you buy more than one of the same token, it's not doing anything, right? Unless you put in a different wallet that you have other characters in. Because if you have 2 wallets that have characters which is probably not as much of a
You
benefit
can't
because
do that
remember
though. You
there's a
can't do that,
multiplier.
Corn. You can't do that.
Oh, because one
Uh,
Discord account, of course.
Exactly.
Right.
You're linked specifically to your Discord account because that's why we did it this way. Is
Yes.
because we want people. I mean, because basically you're just entering your wallet. It's like you would
Right.
enter, put a wallet address like you would for a Twitter giveaway. Basically, you go in there, and so we were like, okay, well, what's the safety of this, right? I'm like, well, what's the worst that's going to happen if somebody enters somebody else's wallet? They're going to level their character up. And the crazy thing is we will catch that person. We will figure out who it is. They will be permanently banned from ever playing Rumble Legacy ever again. And the XP that was either lost in a lost situation will be restored. We have the ability to go restore that NFT XP right away. And so it's a very, we wanted to have more control at this point to do that. It's not like we don't not believe in a wallet connect, but we've looked at like Collablands. We were concerned about it being hacked and stuff like that. I'm not saying anything against anything, but it's like, what's the fairest way for us to start this out and make it so easy to play the game, right? So
And the safest way.
yeah, and the stacking. What he meant is like you can't buy 2 double XP tokens and get 200%. That's what we were trying to say. So you can't stack multiple, but you can have all three, and you only need them once, and they work for all of your characters.
Well, guess who's buying the XP token tonight?
Yeah, and then the other thing too, I don't think it's like, super in everyone's face, but like people that actually have multiple characters, and as people grow their collections of these different characters for Rumble Legacy, having multiple characters has a modifier that is separate from the XP boost, because the XP boost just gives you 2 times the XP for every match, which is awesome by itself. But dude, if you have like 4, what am I getting right now? I have the 3 characters in my wallet, and then I have, what is the percentage? It's like 130% that I get now. Was that right?
Yeah, 30% for 3. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's an extra. I'm getting 130% of the XP that I normally would just because I have 3 characters in the same wallet, and that applies to any character that I have rumbling. So like technically for someone to we capped it at 20, but like if someone has 20 characters, they're getting 200% XP for all of those characters that are individually in their own rooms
Plus
on
100%.
top of
Yep.
on top of the XP boost token. So like that's so technically you could get all your characters down to level 16 pretty fast, but it's more of a significant investment, right? But once we come down the line of like actual like more in-depth utility being tied to these things, which is kind of why we built them, and to have other games and creators and stuff linked to them, yeah, people will probably I would imagine somebody's going to end up doing that, and they're going to be able to level up really friggin' fast. And also, that's just creating your own rarity, right? So it's like as you level these things up, people that don't want to have to grind or whatever will probably pay more for them on the marketplace to do it. And I think that's our hope, and that's what your hope is too, right? So, but it's that concept of actually like putting in the work to make it more valuable, and people will probably want to spend more money so they don't have to grind themselves or buy a token or whatever the case is. But it's a pretty balanced system. We have it set up where we've done all the math, or at least we've tried. But I left that to George anyways. He's smarter than me, so there you go.
All right, and Pete, man, what do we have coming up inside of Looperlands here soon? What kind of events, what fun stuff's going on?
So we have a couple events coming up, and one thing I do actually want to mention is that creators now have the ability, when you go and sign in to Looperlands, there is an events section over like kind of when you're in your profile drop down. You can go to events and you can create your own events to add to the homepage. So I don't know if you've seen the homepage of Looperlands, but there's now an events section. And if you're already signed in with your wallet, it's underneath your character selection area. But there's now an events section. So if you want, anyone can create their own events. There's a meeting place to choose from. You set the date and time. It's similar to like creating an event in Discord, and then you submit it. Our team goes in and will approve events. So you can see it now. We do have a Nerf contest coming up in Dreamland, which is our newest map that has been added by Moonwalker NFTs. His Dreamland launched for his onesie party collection this past week, and he is having a nerf. He's going to turn his whole map into a player versus player zone. He has 2 teams, which will work as they will be rentals. So if you were holding a onesie, I think he's taken all of those wallet addresses and broken them up into 2 teams. You're going to either be Captain America or Iron Man, and you're going to get you're going to get those rented to you. Those will be rental assets, and then you're going to get rented a Nerf gun as a weapon to choose from, and so everyone's same level, and we're all just going to run around his map and kill each other with our Nerf guns and just have a Nerf battle. It's going to be chaos and a lot of fun, and I think we're going to try to isolate the stats and see which team got the most kills, which team which people got the most kills, that kind of thing. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's coming up on Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, if I'm not wrong. Is that correct, Gronk?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, we're in the past, Pete. That's correct.
Okay, yes, that's right. We live behind everyone else. But yeah, that's coming up on Saturday. Grunk is going to be streaming that live. I'm not sure if Moonwalker is going to be on live, but I'm definitely going to be there for that one because I'm I'm excited to see. I don't even know what team I'm on yet, but I'm hoping that it's against Grunk, or we could team up and we could just strategize the whole time. I think that would be a lot of fun
You
too.
go teaming. Yeah,
Yeah.
Moonwalker is going to be with us, so it should be an extra fun time.
Yeah. Awesome. Yes. This is going to be, it's going to be a really, really fun event. I highly recommend. If you don't have a onesie party and you're not going to get the rentals, then at least tune in because it's going to be a lot of fun to see. And, it kind of gets you in the door. Like, what are some other ways you can join in on the fun in this or create the fun in this if you're a creator and you have your own collections and your own communities that you want to bring into the game and have a good time with and create some competition and that kind of thing. So that's Saturday. Tomorrow, we have our regularly scheduled raid. Tomorrow night, our weekly raid. Raids are a great way to level up a character. Once you go and you beat the boss, you get 5 tickets that you scan with a red packet, and those 5 tickets will give you 10,000 or 100,000 XP, which is really hours worth of grinding in Looperlands. I was able to take a level like 5 loop head to a level 10 with I think 5. It may have taken a couple tries. I can't recall if it was just one group of 5 or not. But regardless, it's a great way to level up. So we have our raid coming up tomorrow. You can join that event in the event section in our Discord to get the reminders. And then our creator auction is back this Saturday. I'm going to do the auction regardless of how many submissions we have. I haven't looked to see how many we've had so far. Last week we didn't have any, so this week I'm expecting more because I actually promoted it and announced it. So I need to go look. And I will be sharing some of the NFTs on Twitter and whatnot that will be um, auctioning off on Saturday at the creator auction. It's going to be interesting to see now with Loop Ring pumping, like, what are the how does that affect the prices? Like I'm hesitating to spin some of my Loop Ring because it's doing so well. I'm like, holding on, like we're over 50 right now. This feels pretty good. So it's tempting to just hold. So it's going to be interesting to see how the creator auction goes. That's on Sunday. That's on Sunday night. So yeah, that's it from me, Turp Man. Those are the events we have.
All right, awesome. And Grunkle Nut, man, what do you have going on streaming wise? What's coming up?
So Stella's back, so we get to come back into Looperlands tomorrow. We're gonna do a run as the bricks that we've been working on live. So I just sent her brick over. I sent her brick over today, and I can't decide if I'm gonna use brick number 1 or if I can talk a certain dangerous cat to play along with us, so I can make him play as Smug Danger Brick. So, but
yes,
he might be there. We'll see. I don't want to promise it yet, but I've been bugging him nonstop.
Awesome, man. That's going to be a lot of fun. So definitely want to catch those, or at least catch the playbacks. I'll probably be, I think I'm at work whenever you and Stella go. That's at like, that's 11 a.m. PST, is that right?
So tomorrow we're gonna be 10:30 PST AM, but we just make it work. It's worth it. It's worth it to move some stuff around to play with Stella because it's always fun. So, but yeah, little half an hour earlier than usual tomorrow.
And for those that don't know, the bricks are Grunk's fresh, brand new IP that he's adding into Looperlands, fully created by him. He even streamed some of his creation of these bricks. It's really, really cool. I think, tune in and just see a fresh creator, someone who's never tried pixel art before, trying it out for the first time and actually playing with their creation. It is really a beautiful thing to see. So I highly recommend. I know Grunk's already played with it, but it's going to be fun to see him like streaming it and introducing Stella to her brick and all of that. It's a magical experience as a creator, and it's going to be cool to see you go through this as well, Grunk.
Yeah, it was really fun. I think my favorite part of the whole process was having Stella tell me the exact hex codes she wanted for the colors. So, which I'm
it matters. It matters.
She knew exactly what she wanted, so that's what we went with. But it was a blast. I mean, everyone taught me so much. It gave me a newfound respect for what everybody's building because it's just phenomenal out there. But it was a really fun thing to learn.
I'm excited to see that stream. It's going to be fun.
Awesome. And then from my camp, still working on the map for Demis inside of Looperlands. Again, it's me and GM the Prince that are getting in there on that. So we're working away at that. Also, the business that I'm in the process of taking over, we have gotten to the point to where we are almost profitable. I don't want to jinx it, so we're getting there. It's taken a lot of hard work for me, so I've had a lot of less time for Web3 and for Twitter Spaces and for grinding on my own projects. But trying to get this straight so that way my kids are straight through this, and then try to find a way to tie it in through Web3 maybe, or at least be able to reward customers through it through via red packets. I don't know just yet, but and also with Demis, I have a couple of deliverables I need to deliver still. I have 2 Demis outstanding that need to go into game. They'll be going into game hopefully this weekend, if not this weekend, beginning of the week. And then from there, I don't know, man. We'll see what the future holds. Just going to have some fun. We'll be back next week again with another show. Should be normal time. We'll let you know, but Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern. And thank you again for our guests from Rumble Legacy. This right here was the Layer Up podcast inside of Looperlands in partnership with Loop Exchange, the premier marketplace on Loopring L2. And with that being said, Grunkle, go ahead and take us out, buddy.
You know, the only way to combat it is DRS, 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 DRS. Put the circles in the air, put the circles in the air. DRS. Put the circles in the air, put the circles in the air. DRS. Let me see you put the circles in the air, put the circle in the air. DRS. And I need a DRS for the simple little fact that I need to have it in my name to ensure that it's true. And because I don't believe you, my layer 1 and 2 address intact authentication on every occasion. That's my dedication to you. I'm sick of them manipulating you, dude. Want you to know that I own it. If I make enough to retire, that's a bonus, yeah. Every single wallet out there is gonna have an NFT. I'm talking fundamentally. The world is turning digitally, and the risk is infinitely, yeah. Let's get it. I'm not tapping in, I'm not submitting. And you know it's always tomorrow until it's today. So I guess I'm just hodling it till I get paid. And I DRS, DRS, yeah. DRS, DRS that, DRS, DRS that, DRS. Put it in your name, put it in your name, come on. DRS, DRS that, DRS that thing, come on. DRS. Put the circles in the air, put the circles in the air. DRS. Let me see you put the circle in the air right now for me. DRS. Put the circle in the air, put a circle in the air. DRS. Yeah. And I really wanna have a guarantee, cause the world that I see and its anatomy is filled with counterfeits. Have some thoughts of your own. I wanna break the wheel, I don't want the throne. I bet the puppeteers really hear the song, because they really fear what is going on, and I believe it. We won't be defeated, I mean it, repeat it, breathe it, receive it, straight into your brain, hear the music, hit a dee. Feeling dedicated to the ones in the slums who become something. I'm zen as a monk, debunk all the junk. They don't understand, so they call it dumb luck. Community strong, got a cup, fill it up. Think we get tired, it's a joke, it's a flunk. DRS, we don't give a fuck. What? Don't let the DRS fuzz deep inside of your mind to confuse you. I want ownership when exposure hits, I wanna know what I possess. I'm obsessed with stay zen to release the stress. I wanna fix this mess. Learn it, earn it, return it to how it should be.
A really fun episode. I wish I was able to be a little more hyped up and more active, but you know, the way my voice sounds, I don't think anybody wanted to hear a lot of me tonight.
Dude, it was great, Turnt Man. It was great. And by the way, we have 5 people that caught a goldfish. So those 5 people will get, the way I'm going to do this one is a targeted red package, or red packet, sorry, targeted red packet that you will get in your wallet. So you're going to have to pay attention. You have to go claim those things. So it's going to arrive in your wallet. I'm going to test this out. This is the first time I've ever done one. So look out for that if you caught a goldfish during the fishing and listening contest.
It's so great. Great name, by the way. But but all right, everybody. We'll catch y'all next week. Y'all have a good one.